Today's a travel day for us. We are leaving our site here in Sedona, Arizona. And we got the rig all hooked up, the inside's all put together, and the animals are in the truck waiting for us. Unfortunately, we didn't get to explore around here like last time when we were in Sedona. We got to explore a ton, but you know, it was just the time of year when it basically rained the whole time we were here. And even the days that it didn't rain, we couldn't really go anywhere because the roads on this national forest area were just too muddy to be able to even, you know, get the truck out and go exploring. We're looking at a 6-hour travel day today, just under 300 miles, which isn't too bad for us. You know, we're pretty used to long travel days. 3 hours is really nice and short, and that's really enjoyable. 9 hours is kind of, you know, the maximum amount that we really want to do in a day, even though we've done much longer. But 6 hours is right in the middle, and it's just before we start grumbling about, this travel day is gonna be awful. So it's not gonna be too bad. We're coming from Sedona, Arizona, traveling to Hurricane, Utah, just outside of Zion National Park. It's supposed to be gorgeous there. We've got a few campsites picked out. Hopefully they're not taken. Hopefully not. Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself. But we are meeting up with our friends Thomas and Stacy from I'm Not Lost I'm RVing. So we're really excited to hang out with them again. But we should really get going, Jenny, because the animals are in the truck. Like I said, they're waiting for us. They're probably out there or in there looking out at us like, what the heck are they doing? What are we waiting on? Let's go. Let's go. Come on.
Come on. We're stopping for fuel today fairly early. We normally like to fuel up the day before or a couple days before we leave, but unfortunately it's been raining, so we haven't been able to leave our campsite in order to fuel up before leaving. So we're fueling up right now. We've only been on the road about an hour and a half, and normally this early we also like to get some fast food, and throughout our entire trip we normally like to get some fast food, but with all of the restaurant closures and fast food places only allowing drive-through, and our truck and trailer obviously not going to fit in a drive-through, we're not really sure exactly what we're going to eat. We may just end up having to settle for fast food or whatever the gas station has to offer inside.
Yum.
Yeah, yum.
Beggars can't be choosers though, right?
No, it'll be fine.
Well, thankfully the gas station we went to has like an actual restaurant inside. So I got a guacamole burger, fries, and Jenny got a cheese omelet and some hash browns.
Yum.
And yeah, thankfully they were still doing carry out because yeah, the fast food places in this area are only doing drive-through, and there's no way we're fitting this truck and trailer through a drive-through. We got lucky.
That looks really good, by the way.
It is good. Guacamole burger. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I bet Butters is jealous. She's super jealous.
She's like, I want that omelet. Oh, that is really good.
Oh, good. So as many of you may know, we have already caravaned with Thomas and Stacy in the past. It hasn't quite been a year yet. It's been really close though since the last time we caravaned with them, and I seem to remember the first time we went to start caravanning with them, not only were we incredibly nervous, but they actually were too. At least I know Stacy was. And I know that I was really nervous. I was nervous about so many different things. We were mostly nervous about whether or not, like, I don't know how to put this, but like our socialness were compatible with each other. Like, so David and I are pretty introverted people, and so we don't, I don't want to use the word bothered, but like that's the only word that I know that I think fits it at all. But we don't really like being bothered very often. We really enjoy hanging out with people, and we really enjoy getting to know people, but we always need time to ourselves, and we always have to decompress afterwards.
Especially at the end of a work day, it's really nice to just hang out in the trailer, just Jenny and I, and just chill.
Yeah, and that's how we really, really enjoy spending our time. So we were super nervous the first time we went to hang out with Thomas and Stacy. We were wondering, okay, when we hang out with them, are they gonna wanna hang out every single night? Are they going to want to talk all day long, even though we have to film and we have to work, and they have to film and they have to work? And yeah, we had all these reservations about whether or not it was really going to be good for, you know, both couples, really.
Or even if our like personalities in general were gonna vibe together.
Yeah, that was definitely something I was super worried about, is whether or not we actually would get along in person. We had, in the past, before we caravan for the first time, we had collaborated with them on a video, but it was over Skype. It wasn't in person, and we didn't really spend a ton of time together planning that either. So we were super nervous. Luckily though, we had an amazing time. We thoroughly enjoyed our time with them. They say that they thoroughly enjoyed their time with us too.
I think they're lying.
I don't know.
No, I'm joking.
No, we've definitely made friends for life. They are absolutely amazing people, and we are exactly the opposite this time from last time. There are no nerves. I am not worried about whether or not we're gonna get along. I'm not worried about whether or not they're going to want to hang out all the time, or if, you know, they're going to want their space, because we already know all of this, because we've already caravaned together. And we do know that in the future, whenever we caravan with anybody else that we've never caravaned before, we know we're definitely going to be nervous again, because how can you not? If you're going to be caravanning with someone for any period of time, it's almost like you're roommates for that time frame. Sure, you don't share the same like bedroom, as in the same trailer or whatever, or even the same kitchen or bathroom or anything, but you share the same common space, which is your outdoor space.
And at the very least, it feels like your neighbors whose front doors face each other.
And you share a lawn.
Exactly.
Or something like that. So it's definitely always nerve-wracking right before you're getting ready to caravan with someone, as to whether or not you're really going to enjoy yourself. And I'm so stoked right now, because we both know, we know, and they know, they've been telling us how excited they are too, that we're all gonna get along great. So there's no worry at all whatsoever, and
we're good.
Yeah, overall we're just purely excited to go hang out with them.
We made it into Utah from Arizona, and even if we wouldn't have seen the Welcome to Utah sign, it would have been pretty obvious for us, because the landscape just becomes so incredibly beautiful. There's red rock, just massive buttes and mountains all over us now. Southern Utah is just such an incredibly gorgeous part of the country, and we're really excited to see what the camping areas look like. The pictures that we saw online, breathtakingly beautiful. But we are gonna have to do something today that we've never really done before, and that is we're gonna skip getting water until we've already arrived at our site. We're completely out of water, unfortunately, but the sun is starting to get, you know, a little lower than comfort, and we are still about an hour and 45 minutes from the campsite. It's 4:45 right now, and we definitely want to get there before sunset, which is around 7 p.m. I think. So we're just gonna completely forego getting water. We're gonna arrive at the campsite, and thankfully though, Thomas and Stacy said that they will have a 6-gallon jug of water for us that we can dump into our RV. That'll get us through the night and the next day. And thankfully, water is only about 4 miles away from our campsite. There's a Maverick station with water fill. So then I'll just drive the truck and fill up our jerry cans. You know, we've got like 48 gallons worth of jerry cans and then another 18 gallons in a big, or no, 16 gallons in a big rectangular tank. So I can fill all that up, get the RV all full, and we'll be good from there. But yeah, it's just kind of weird. We're like, screw it, we gotta get there. We just gotta get there before sunset. Well, we got some bad news. Every campsite is completely full here near Zion. Thomas has been in his Jeep driving down just about every camping road in this area, and he cannot find anything that isn't taken. And, you know, this was pretty ill-advised coming to Zion at this time, you know, with the pandemic going on. The national parks are just packed, and we knew that. We knew that this issue, there's photobombing, we knew that this issue was going to be a thing. So why didn't we change our plans, you might ask? Well, Thomas and Stacy are flying home to Florida on the 31st, so they already had their airline tickets booked well before all of this started going on, this madness. And so our plans were pretty rigid because, you know, they can't just, you know, change what they're doing. They already had it booked. So we were like, okay, let's still go to Zion, even though we don't plan on going into the national park at all because of what's going on and that being so packed, you know, and you're still supposed to be doing social distancing at this point. So we're like, okay, we're still not going to go to the national park, but all these areas that are around it, the camping is gorgeous. So we rolled the dice, and I think that gamble is going to bite us pretty good. What do you think, pup? Are we screwed? Yeah, we are.
Totally screwed.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna overnight somewhere, and then
we
tomorrow.
can share a campsite apparently down this road or something.
Yeah, we're gonna overnight somewhere. We made our goal at least, and we got here before sunset at 6:30, which is exactly when we thought we'd get here. So I mean, at least we got here before it was dark. But yeah, we're gonna overnight somewhere, and yeah, try and find something tomorrow.
Look at this view, guys. Wouldn't it be super epic if we were able to camp out there? I mean, look, you can see people camped way out there.
It is beautiful. Super beautiful.
Super beautiful.
Thomas is taking me out in his Jeep. We're gonna try and find a spot. Yeah, he's been driving all over trying to find something with little success, but there is a spot that has only one rig in it, and we're gonna go and see if, you know, we can all fit into it. But man, yeah, this place is packed. There's so much camping out here, but man, just everyone is out here. And I think a big thing that has to do with that is, you know, since the town of Moab is closed to tourism right now, that basically probably everyone that was in Moab or wanted to go to Moab was like, all right, well, let's just go to Zion. All right, so here's the deal. Thomas took me out, and we were able to find a site that has plenty of room for all of our vehicles. And it's a really big site. We're gonna be sharing it with a gentleman that has a Class A. And is she waiting for me, or what's going on here?
I think she wants Thomas to go first.
I think Thomas already went.
No, they switched rigs.
Oh, okay. Okay. He's in the Class C.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we're gonna overnight there. I mean, it's a site. It's a place. Ideally, we find something that you know, is a little more secluded, and you know, just us can fit in there. But right now, doesn't look like that's gonna happen. And you know, it's another beggars can't be choosers situation. So yeah, we're gonna head on down there. And you know, we're gonna stay hooked up. and we're probably gonna talk about our options for the rest of the night. Good old Thomas and Stacy getting us water again. Yeah, if you watched our video where we got the truck stuck in the mud and Thomas had to come save us and get us propane, and he also brought us water. This is only like a week or so after that, so yep, Thomas bringing us water again, but
you can see how well prepared we are.
I know, exactly. And you know, we're pretty, like, when it comes to travel days, Jenny and I are just plain slow. So that's why we left our site today around 10:30 or so, and we're still not arriving at this site until almost 7 o'clock, and it's only 300 miles. I don't know why. We don't try to take a long time, but we just do. We're just a couple of slow pokes, I guess. But it's good to have good friends that'll share their water with us. Well, it's a bummer that we couldn't get the site that we had planned, or really any site that we had planned. We actually found a bunch of sites online before getting here.
Like, I think we had 6 specific ones that we wanted to look at, and they're either completely impossible to get to because the road is so muddy and wet that you can't get any farther, or it's full. Yeah.
So, but you know, at least we found a spot to overnight at. You know, we have a place to sleep. So, you know, it could be worse, I guess. But we're going to go ahead and call it a night now and go hang out with Thomas and Stacy and their rig and do some catching up. And then tomorrow, see what we can find. Yeah, we're going to figure out what the heck the plan is from here on out, because I'm thinking it might be a little too busy here for us.
We will see, but we are going to go ahead and take Alice over with us so that she can meet Mr. Kitty and see if they'll be friends. We don't know.
You asked him if that was okay?
I did. He said sure. So let's try it.
It's the next day, and Thomas and Stacy have been on an excursion to try and find a better site for us to stay in. You know, they've got the 4-wheel drive Jeep, you know, that's detached, so they can just drive all around real easy and find a place or another site for us to stay in. We left our truck and our trailer hooked up all night just because it's a lot easier, you know, because they'll find a site and then we just quickly get ready and head on out to meet them, and that's exactly what happened. They found a site that we think is gonna fit us really well, so we're ready to go. We got the inside of the trailer put together real quick. We got the animals inside, so Jenny and I are gonna roll out to meet them at that next site right now. Hopefully, it's awesome. Last 2 days have been, oh man, just
stressful. They have been stressful. And travel days, I don't know what it is about travel days. Travel days are the most stressful day that we ever have to deal with.
It's the uncertainty.
It really is.
You don't know if you're going to be able to find a site. You don't know if that site that you are even able to find is gonna fit, if you're gonna be able to fit in it or get level in it, or if it's even open. So I mean, it's just all the uncertainty. Or if you're gonna be able to get water, if you're gonna be able to get there before sunset. That is always our problem.
Yeah, one thing though that we love about Utah is that the Mavericks, most of them actually, have a dump station and free potable water for RVers, which is so awesome of them to offer that. I wish that there were more gas stations across the country that did stuff like that. That is really, really cool. Hi. She just wants all of the attention.
I know. She's just like, love me.
So this is how this went. We had a plan for, I think, 5 sites. And the very first one, we were all just like, yes, obviously we want that one. It's right off the edge of this gorgeous gorge. There's a river or creek down at the bottom of it, and we were so excited to get that site. It was big enough just for our 2 rigs. And as Thomas and Stacy got here about 2.5 hours before we did, and as they were, tooling around in the Jeep and trying to find a spot, they tried to get to that one, and unfortunately, apparently, it was just an absolutely vertical climb. There was no way we could get a rig up there, so we had to say no to that one, basically. And then that's basically how all of the other sites were. There was some sort of an issue getting to it, or there was some sort of an issue with it. Like the one...
The vast majority of them were just taken. Yeah,
the vast majority of them were taken, or all of the sites in that road or off that road were just these big, massive, giant group sites. And if you guys follow us, you know that we don't like camping in big, giant group sites. We like our privacy. We like being...
seclusion, as best as possible.
Much more secluded. And I think Thomas and Stacy are kind of the same way. I know that...
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so we really wanted to try and find a site that we could just take for the 2 of us. Unfortunately, the one site that we almost got, it was between the site that we're in now, and that other site, there was just too much unknown about what would happen if it rained.
Oh, yeah,
and that site had the biggest, deepest ruts I've ever seen in a campsite before.
Yeah, this one that we're in is on a bunch of rocks. It's nice and solid. The other one, we were like, oh, man, if it rains here, this is going to turn to soup, and we're just going to have another stuck situation like we had back in Sedona. Yeah. But we got the site. We're here near Zion, even though we're not going into Zion, which, again, I've said earlier in the video, why are we here? I don't know, but we're here. And
we're here because Thomas and Stacy are flying out of Vegas.
Yeah, that's true. I did say that.
Yeah.
You're right.
And we're going to watch their rig for them. So.
Yeah, that's very true. And, all these plans were already made. They got their plane tickets already, so it was, fairly ironclad, but it's okay. We're here. We got the site. We got water. I actually went after we got set up. I drove to the Maverick, which is only 5 miles away, and filled up our water. So we're good to go there. We're set, and I
think we're gonna head on over though to Thomas and Stacy's rig and hang out for a little bit.
Yep.
I think Stacy's just getting off of work.
Yep.
And Thomas was gonna come over here and hang out, but apparently he
twisted his ankle. Stepping out of his RV
as he was on his way over here. So
we're gonna
we're gonna go hang out over there instead, so he doesn't have to walk around.
Yep.
So.
Well, but we will see you guys next time. Bye. Sweetie girl. Hey.
Hey.
Up.
Where's your sign off?
Yeah.
Hello.
They're waiting for you, Sweetie. Say goodbye.
Say bye.
What was that?
What was that one?
Oh,
good girl.
Good night, you guys.
Bye.